At what point is good enough for Penn State? Because I don't know if you're at a point where you could fire James Franklin. I get it. We see it with, I don't know, the NBA. You can go win a NBA Finals 2 years later, you're getting canned. I would almost compare it to like John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh at least has a Super Bowl, though. If you're from State College, and we'll talk about Oregon because, my goodness, what an incredible win. But we're talking about State College for a second because everything, and I mean everything, was set up for you to win this game. You were at home. You got your night whiteout game. It wasn't a big noon kick out whiteout. That's one hell of a word right there, but you got your night whiteout. You're coming off a bye. You have your returning star quarterback, projected first-round pick. He's got every bells and whistles you've ever wanted. You got both running backs that are going to be, top 2 days picks. Kretschman Allen, incredibly impactful. Nicholas Singleton, former 5-star, incredibly impactful. You've revamped this wide receiver room. Your tight end position is never going to be a problem. Your defense is going to be good. You have all of these ingredients. And sure, Oregon is a damn good program. But you're also getting Dante Moore going into his first road start. At night, whiteout, everything. It's the same thing we've been talking about. And sure, it went to double overtime. You stepped up at the very end. All for, once again, Drew Aller to throw the pick against the former Purdue safety. I'm going to mess his last name up. Steinman? I apologize. But Drew Aller, once again, when you needed him to step up, he doesn't. I'm out on him. I'm out on Drew Aller. That's just point blank period. I'm out on Drew Aller. He's just not a quarterback that looks comfortable playing the game of football in the most simple way I can put it. When the pocket's completely clean, he could set his feet, he could throw it 80 yards, and sometimes a beautiful ball. And hell, even in this game, there was a moment where I think he slipped through an absolute laser. There's pieces there of an elite quarterback. There really is. And by most metrics, if you were to build a Madden creative player, that's probably the player that you build out. Guy with like 82 speed, 98 throw power, some good accuracy, a lot of the building blocks. But it doesn't look like a guy like Dante Moore. Dante Moore was surgical. You instantly knew when you were watching that football game from quarter one to overtime what quarterback was playing at a higher skill level. It was methodical and surgical. That was Dante Moore. And credit to him and credit to this Oregon team, because this, I think I wrote this down, embodies Dan Lanning more than any Oregon team of the past. And Dan Lanning, I don't want to talk about the video I saw on Twitter. There's something in here that's a little bit of a screw loose situation. You kind of need that if you want to be an elite level head coach. That's just the honest to God truth. And Dan Lanning, this team was physical. They were disciplined. 4 total penalties in the night whiteout. That is a testament to the coaching staff, to the preparedness that this entire program had to be to go across country in this spot against a very talented program at Penn State and have 4 total penalties. Last time they faced off in the Big Ten Championship, 205, 250 plus rushing yards, 139 in this next matchup with 137 passing for Penn State, because Aller is not a guy that elevates the situation around him. He's just not. And that begins to question, is this a guy that you want to take a first round pick and potentially put into a bad situation? What else does he need right now? He's got the OC. Andy Kolenicki is one of the best OCs, one of the most creative OCs in the entire country. 2-star running backs to give you that floor to bounce back. A star tight end. And sure, we can blame the wide receivers last year. You invested in the wide receivers this year. He's just not a quarterback that I think will elevate to the moment. Very similar to James Franklin. Is he a guy that elevates to the moment? For Penn State, is 85% to the national championship good enough for you? Or are you going to look for a guy that can get you to the finish line? Like John Harbaugh right now. He gets you close. He gets you very damn close in 2020, in 2021, in 2025, all the way through. He can get you damn close. But does he get you to the finish line? So much credit to Oregon, man. This is, in my opinion, I think they're the best team in the country. I would rank them number one. Dante Moore looking like the Heisman front runner. There's no one else I would put as the Heisman front runner outside of Dante Moore. That was surgical. I want to get a hand on the 2022 or the all 22 tape. Surgical. Watching back that game, surgical. Just time and time again, taking what the defense gives him and being just the smarter quarterback and just going with the game flow while you had Drew Auer going against the grain. So much credit to Oregon. To not only get punched back, you feel like the game is over, you get into a double overtime, and you step up to the moment. Those are the differing personalities. Kind of like how a dog will take over the personality of its owner. A football team will take over the personality of its head coach. Auer, Franklin, Penn State, they all are in line in terms of not stepping up to the moment. And Oregon, if for the first time in a while, feels like they've stepped up to what Dan Lanning wants them in terms of physicality. Mateo Yu, he's DJ U's, I believe, brother, was just he solidified himself as a first rounder. There's so much I can credit to Oregon for how good they played in this game because they were remarkable.